finally feel like a proper YouTuber now I own some of these light panels. These are the Nanoleaf Shapes. These elegant and fun light panels brighten up any room with their almost limitless possibilities of customization. But with that rather high price of entry, are these panels really worth the money, or are you better off buying something a little bit cheaper? Let's find out. Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review Clue. But of course, before we get into my experiences with these panels, if this is the first time that you're seeing my face on your screen, then one, lucky you, and two, go down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon so you get notified every time I upload. I've got some really exciting content coming up, including a giveaway for you guys, which I'm sure you'd be interested in finding out about, so just make sure you're subscribed and you'll get to hear about that first. The new Nanoleaf Shapes panels take what was great about the original Aurora panels, but add a ton of new features. At the time of writing, the Shapes series has these hexagons, large triangles and smaller triangles. These can all be interchanged to create as many patterns as you like. So I could connect up some triangles and some mini triangles to these hexagons that I have behind me. These hexagon packs behind me come in a 5, 9 and 15 pack starter pack. I would suggest going with the 15 or the 9 pack, as I feel like 5 panels just simply isn't enough to create any sort of design on a wall, but that's totally up to your discretion. So what do you actually get in the box? Well, other than the panels, obviously, you get the controller, a 240 volt power supply, which is good for up to 22 panels. You can buy a larger power supply if needed from their website, mounting plates, linkers to connect up all of the panels together, and some command strip style double-sided tape to stick to the wall. More on that later. The panels themselves are well built and lightweight. The connectors are fairly strong as well, so you don't have to worry too much about applying too much pressure on them when applying these to the wall. If you decide that you want this to go around the corner, Nanoleaf sell flexi connectors which you can buy from their website, but they will be an additional £10, and personally I didn't think they were worth it when I could just have it as a straight line like I do behind me. Your first step after buying these panels is deciding how you want to set them up. I personally suggest doing this on a table. I did originally try doing this on carpet and I found it very hard to be able to connect the connectors together between the two panels when pushing down on a carpeted surface, so a table is necessary here. Connect up the power supply to any one of the panels and connect up the controller to any of the panels as well, and just make sure that everything is working as you expect. You should see that all the panels light up and start to flow through this sort of orange and yellow colour. Connecting them to the app should be a breeze. You just load up their app for iOS or Android, add a new device, Shapes, make sure you're on a 2.4G network, and the rest should be as simple as that. But I didn't find that that was the case. I spent an additional 2 hours working with these panels trying to get them to work. For whatever reason, while I was setting these up, I was just getting unknown errors from HomeKit and through Nanoleaf that these devices were simply unreachable, and I couldn't work out for the life of me how to fix this. I went through 4 soft reboots by holding the power and plus icons while they were on. Did this 4 times. Did a hard reset 4 times. This is exactly the same process, but you just turn it off at the wall, turn it back on and hold those buttons. After doing that for 4 times and moving over to a different device, so I was trying to pair with my iPhone, when I started pairing my iPad, things just seemed to go through. So if you are having any problems setting these things up, just try on a different device. It may sound odd, but it seems to work, so I don't know what was going on there. It might have just had a funny 5 minutes. After the rather painful pairing process, I was hoping the application process for these to go on the wall would be really easy, and in theory it would have been. So these panels actually have this sort of rotating back on them, so you can put your command strip on, place it to the wall, and then rotate the panel to however you want it to make sure that it's always straight. This is all well and good, but I did find that it was a little bit too smooth of a motion to be able to turn these things. I would have preferred to have had a fixed set of degrees, maybe a 5-degree click, because what I found was I'd aligned the first panel, I'd click in the second panel, and by the time I'd pushed that second panel onto the wall, I'd have knocked the first one. So you get what you've got behind me here, which is these panels at a right odd angle. It is really annoying to me that that ended up happening. I did try pulling these things off of the wall to retry the application process, but I'd already pushed down in that circular motion, so they were already stuck on that wall as hard as they would. And I don't think I was getting them off anytime soon. So I'll just have to live with it. So the application process was full of human error on my part. Just make sure that you've got some sort of leveler and make sure that everything is in line before you stick these panels down. Once these things are on the wall, I was absolutely blown away by just how bright they are. At 100% brightness, they are almost blinding. I'm finding I'm having to bring these down to between a 40 and 50% brightness for it to not blow out video like this and to not blind me during the day. You can simulate warm and white lights for when you're working during the day. I'll put this onto a white light, and then in the evenings bring it into that warm light, and it's just a nice transition between the two. But when it's time for play, the possibilities are absolutely endless through the app. There are a ton of colour swatches to choose from, each with different styles and designs. If for whatever reason you can't find one that suits you best, then just make your own. It is really that simple to do. These swatches can be static colours, like the one behind me. They can be animated, and they can even dance along to the music. So this really is a party machine. I'll get some B-roll of this, and it looks great, especially when reacting to the music. If you get bored of all the pretty colours, there are some fun games here as well, as these panels are touch sensitive. You don't even have to physically touch them. Just holding your hand close enough to the panel will set off ripple effects for certain swatches, and maybe even set you off some games for when maybe you don't want to have lights. So what's my verdict? Even after the incredibly painful pairing process and the human error of getting these things on the wall, I'm still absolutely blown away by their quality and their brightness. These are my new favourite light source and toy for the office, honestly. The reason for that is because the possibilities are literally limitless. I can buy more of these panels and just clip them straight on to have a lot of fun, to build these new patterns that really enhance my space. Though these panels might be very expensive, you can grab them in the sale for up to £40 or £50 off. They are a great price for that. I think at full price it's a little harder to justify, but for me, I am not looking back. These things are amazing. I think they are well worth that asking price simply for their versatility and their brightness. Anyway guys, this has been my review of the Nanoleaf Shapes Hexagons. Have you bought any of the Nanoleaf products? What do you think of them? Would you be paying this high price of entry, or do you think they're simply too expensive? Let me know in the comment section down below, and of course while you're down there, if you enjoyed the video, get subscribed and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.